Welcome back, movie buffs. Today, we are diving into the 2024 movie Bone Lake. But before we begin, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss any of our heart-pounding movie breakdowns. The movie opens with a naked couple running through the woods. A man is chasing them and out of nowhere they are killed by an arrow. Then the film switches to another couple, Sage and Diego. Diego is about to quit his community college teaching job to try becoming a full-time novelist. Sage tells him she fully supports him. They are spending the weekend at a villa by the lake. The place is stunning and clearly expensive. Sage says they can't spend this way since they are becoming a one-income household. Diego wants the weekend to feel special because he plans to propose to Sage. Diego jokingly undresses in front of her, and Sage laughs as she teases, "Little Diego." They are just getting romantic when another couple suddenly shows up at the villa. They also say they booked the same place for the weekend. Both couples message the host. Will, the other guy, and Diego are about to settle things with rock, paper, scissors, but Cian jumps in. She tells Will they could ask for a refund, but they won't find another place this beautiful on short notice. She suggests that both couples share the villa. She tells Sage and Diego she knows it's awkward, and if it ever feels uncomfortable they can still decide who stays. Sage and Diego agree. Everyone goes to the lake for a swim. Will tells them that in the 1950s, a wealthy family bought all the land around the lake and found dozens of human skeletons along the shore. One theory is that a serial killer used the lake to dump bodies. There are even old cars at the bottom. Will and Diego talk alone for a while. Will says Sage is cute, but every guy wants to sleep with Cian. At the same time, Cian and Sage are talking. Cian learns that until Diego starts making money from writing, Sage is paying their bills. Cian says he must be a great writer, but Sage isn't so sure. Later, Diego goes to the car to get the ring. Will notices him. Diego tries to hide it, but Will says he already saw it and asks if he plans to propose. Diego admits he does and says he wanted to do it here by the lake. Will apologize and promise to give them space when the moment comes. Diego plans to propose in 2 days. The ring belonged to his grandmother, so it's a family heirloom. Meanwhile, Cian tells Sage that she and Will have officially been dating for 8 years, but they've known each other since childhood. Their parents were very close, so they were shocked when they found out the two of them were dating. Later that night, as everyone sits together, Cian brings up that she knows a very famous author. It happens to be Diego's favorite writer. Cian tells him she could get this author to read some of his work. A little later, Diego catches Sage touching herself in the bathroom. He asks if he should join her, but she turns him down. The next morning, Cian approaches Diego wearing only a towel. She says she lost her glasses and can't see without them. She asks him to help her find them. Diego looks around but can't find anything. Cian then asks him to just grab some clothes for her instead. He starts pulling out underwear and a few outfits. Cian steps behind him to change and he sees her in the mirror. He leaves quickly while she keeps talking. Cian goes straight to Sage to tell her what happened. She says she just wanted to make sure everything is okay and that nothing happened. She tells Sage that Diego only saw her in a towel because she couldn't find her glasses and he helped her. She says she won't let anything happen. Diego walks in right as Cian finishes explaining. Sage tells him the couple gives her a strange vibe, and she had wanted the weekend to be just the two of them. But now Diego feels stuck staying because they are offering to show his writing to a famous author. That night, Will and Cian suggest they all play a game. Diego doesn't want to, but the other three convince him. Will suggests they break into the locked rooms in the villa. He says he learned how to pick locks from YouTube. The first room looks like the red room from 50 Shades of Grey. The second room has an Ouija board and gives off a creepy horror feeling. Inside are old news articles about a couple named Robert and Marilyn who used to live in the villa. The articles say their entire family disappeared from the house 15 years ago. Sage and Cian start to get scared. Diego refuses to open the third room and tells them to leave the doors locked. Later, in their own room, Sage and Diego can hear Will and Cian's love sound. Diego says they could make their own sound and brings up what he saw in the bathroom. He reminds Sage that he asked to join her and she turned him down. Sage brushes it off and says they should just go to bed and deal with that later. The next morning, Sage spots Will standing outside with no clothes on. He isn't embarrassed at all. He even tells her she should try being naked in nature too. Everyone sits down for breakfast. Out of nowhere, Will stands up and proposes to Cian. He does it with a ring that Diego instantly recognizes. It is his grandmother's ring. Will claims it belonged to his own grandmother. Diego can't believe what he's seeing. He pulls Will aside and asks what the hell is going on. Diego demands an explanation. Will stole a family ring and used it to propose to his girlfriend. Will apologize. He says he did it because he's scared. Their relationship is not as perfect as it looks. Cian has been cheating on him. When he saw Diego's ring, he thought it might be the thing to save them. He begs Diego not to make him tell her. Diego tells him he knows what that pain feels like. Early in his relationship, Sage cheated on him with her ex. It broke him, but they eventually worked through it. Will promises to get the ring back before the weekend is over. He also swears he will make sure Cian passes Diego's writing to the famous author she knows. They return to the others and Will changes the subject, but deep down, Diego is really affected by all this. Later, Sage and Will head to get groceries. Will tells her that Cian mentioned something had happened between her and Diego. He claims Diego said Sage cheated early in their relationship and now she owes him. Will hints that Cian thinks Diego might be free to do whatever he wants with her. Back at the villa, Cian dresses up and approaches Diego while he's working. She tells him that when she complimented his writing at breakfast, Sage stayed quiet. She says Sage wants to believe in him, but she doesn't. Cian puts her hands on him and tells him he needs someone who sees how special he is. Diego pulls away from her. Meanwhile, Will corners Sage and asks who she was thinking about in the bathroom. He says Diego told him he caught her there and that Diego worries he can't satisfy her. Will implies Diego thinks she was touching herself because she was thinking of someone else. Sage looks Will in the eye and says that none of this matters. He just got engaged, so why is he hitting on her? At the same time, Cian drops her towel inside the villa and tries to do the exact same thing to Diego. Will pulls the car over and keeps talking in circles, trying to convince Sage that he could be there for her. They are both pushing the same game on them. This is when we learn the truth. The villa actually belongs to Will and Cian. They were already staying here and they only stepped out right before Sage and Diego arrived. Later, Sage and Will return from the store. Diego asks why it took so long. Sage doesn't answer. She goes straight to the bedroom, lies down alone, and starts crying. Cian walks in and asks what happened. Sage asks her if Diego came on to her. Cian says Sage doesn't want the answer. At the same time, Will is asking Diego the same question, but Diego only brings up the stolen ring. Will says he is working on it. Cian gives Sage some pills and tells her to relax and sleep. The pills are drugged. Under the high, Sage tells Cian that when she and Diego have sex, she fakes it. Outside, Diego notices Sage stumbling and realizes she's not okay. Cian and Sage go swimming naked in the lake. Sage's foot brushes against a sunken car on the bottom. She asks Cian what really happened between her and Diego. Cian still remains silent. Inside, Will blocks Diego from going outside and tells him to give Sage some space. Diego ignores him and goes out anyway, but Sage is nowhere in sight. He looks around, but only Cian is there, telling him she's somewhere out there. Sage is actually hiding nearby. She has put on Cian's glasses and is looking at them from the other side. Diego comes back inside and Sage asks if he has something to tell her. Diego says they should leave the villa in the morning. The lights suddenly go out. Will and Cian walk up behind them in the dark. Diego says he's going to check the breaker, but Will stops him and goes instead. Diego tells Cian that he and Sage need to change clothes and asks for privacy. Cian and Will stand outside listening to them argue. Sage is demanding answers about Cian, and Will and Cian are listening to the fight and enjoying themselves. Diego walks out and tells them that Sage ran off. He asks them to go look for her. They fall for it and leave. Sage was never lost. She comes out from hiding. She and Diego pretended to fight to get Will and Cian out of the house. Sage says something is seriously wrong here. She realized Cian's glasses aren't real prescription lenses, and she never swallowed the pills Cian gave her. She asks Diego directly if he tried to sleep with Cian because he thinks he owes her for cheating years ago. Diego says no and that Cian was the one who came on to him. Sage asks one last question. She wants to know if Diego told Will about the bathroom. Diego swears he didn't say anything. The second he says it, Sage realizes something. The only way Will could know about the bathroom is if they were being watched. There have to be cameras in the house. Sage and Diego run to the third locked room. Inside they find exactly what they feared. There are photos of them and photos of other couples too. Diego sees a full surveillance setup. Every part of the house has been recorded. They finally understand the truth. This place belongs to Cian and Will, and they have been doing this for a long time. They were trying to turn Sage and Diego against each other. Diego smashes the computer's hard drive, but Will and Cian walk in right as he does it. Will just smiles and says everything is backed up online anyway. He calls it a game. He says it's a chance for couples to prove their love. Diego asks how many times they have done this to people. Will and Cyan answer without guilt. 6 couples before them. Diego demands the car keys. Sage just wants to leave. Will tries to tempt them again, saying that if they walk out, they'll never learn the truth about themselves or about him and Cyan. Sage doesn't care. They grab the keys and drive off. The car battery is almost empty, meaning the car will die before they get anywhere. Suddenly Will appears in front of them. He says he slept with Sage in the back of his car. Sage says he only tried and that nothing happened. Will whispers that he has video proof. His whole goal is to make Diego doubt her. Diego asks why Sage didn't tell him. She keeps saying she didn't do anything. Diego wants to believe her, but her past cheating eats at him. He drives anyway, but before they can escape, Cyan slams another car into them. Everything goes black. They wake up back inside the villa. Sage asks why they were chosen. Will says it isn't personal. If a couple can survive the game and choose each other, they get to live. If they fail, they end up at the bottom of the lake. No couple has ever won before. Will and Cyan say they won. Cyan laughs and says Sage and Diego have done nothing but lie to each other. Cyan then reveals old photos of her and Will. They aren't just partners. They're the children of the couple who disappeared from this villa. They're brother and sister. They grew up inseparable, but as they got older, their closeness turned into something else. When they were teenagers, their mother caught them in bed together. Their father beat them bloody for it. To stay together, Will and Cyan murdered their own parents. Sage and Diego begged them to let them go. They promise they won't tell anyone. Will and Cyan ignore them and start flirting with each other like none of this matters. Diego whispers that he once saw a video on TikTok about how to escape duct tape if your hands are tied. While they struggle to break free, Will and Cyan watch them on the cameras. Sage confesses through tears that she has been faking it in their relationship. When Diego quit his job, everything fell on her and she felt like they stopped being equals. Cyan tells Will to get chloroform. As soon as they leave the room, Sage and Diego free themselves and run. Sage sprints to grab a kitchen knife, but Cyan chases her. They crash into each other and wrestle for the knife. Cyan manages to grab it and tries to stab Sage, but Sage fights back. She smashes a glass into Cyan's face. The broken glass sticks into her skin. Cyan screams. Will hears her and rushes over. Cyan, bleeding, orders Will to kill Sage. Sage bolts outside and grabs an axe. Cyan grabs the knife again and begins searching for Diego. Outside, Will blocks Sage's path. She holds the axe, but he can see she's terrified. He tells her to either kill him or he'll kill Diego. He tells her to prove she loves Diego. Sage forces herself to swing the axe, but Will catches it. She kicks him and runs. Will hurls the axe at her, then picks up a running chainsaw. Meanwhile, Cyan finds Diego. His leg is injured from the car crash and he can barely move. Cyan stabs his leg, but he kicks her in the face and crawls away. She attacks again, but Diego surprises her by lunging from below and escaping. He looks for Sage, but Will appears in front of him with the chainsaw buzzing. Right before Will can kill him, Sage comes from behind and buries the axe in Will's skull. The chainsaw slices into Will's body as he falls. Sage then drags Diego away. They decide to escape by boat. As they run, Diego tells Sage he isn't quitting teaching. He says he's a good teacher and a writer too. But when they reach the boat, they realize Cyan is gone. She suddenly jumps on board and goes straight for Diego with the knife. Diego swings the axe. Cyan falls into the water. Diego and Sage think she's gone, but she bursts out of the lake again, so Diego hits her with the axe a second time. She goes under. Sage reverses the boat. The propeller grinds through Cyan's body. When it's over, Diego sees his family ring still clinging to Cyan's severed finger. He pulls it off and places it on Sage's hand. Then they leave the lake behind them and the story ends. That's a wrap on our breakdown of the 2024 movie Bone Lake. What do you think about this movie? Drop your thoughts and reactions in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss one of our thrilling movie analyses and deep dives. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay tuned for more edge of your seat content.